Remember what it was like to be a kid? To explore and play. To roam free all day. In Jamestown, North Carolina, we get out of the grind and escape into the moment. People feel good here. Let loose here. Eat well here. Feel swell here. We go for a ride or an afternoon stroll. We cheer each other on. And go for the goal. Here, a treasured history meets the energy of a town on the rise. In a place with true heart and soul, and where we have our own special beat. Jamestown, North Carolina, where history and possibility meet.
I'd like to call this meeting to order. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Yes, Councilmember Glanville.
Here.
Councilmember Rayburn.
Here.
Mayor Montgomery.
Here.
Councilmember Burgess.
Here.
Councilmember Wolf.
Here.
A quorum is present.
Thank you. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Councilmember Burgess, would you lead us? I pledge allegiance Bow your heads for a moment of silence. Thank you. Council, do we have any changes to the agenda?
Yes, I'd like to request to remove the consideration of approval of lease agreement with Yamaha for golf carts at the Jamestown Park and Golf Course from the agenda.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
And that was do I have a motion to approve it with the changes?
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda as amended.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. And do we have anyone signed up for public comment?
Nobody signed up.
Thank you. And Councilmember Rayburn, I think you had something to say?
I do. I wonder if I should sit. I'll just sit. I don't have any actual document or anything. But just wanted to share some things that have happened in the past few weeks. I know if folks have been driving by Jamestown Park, you might have noticed the playground structure being built and everything like that. So this kind of goes along with that. So it pays to have a superstar saver on staff. Of course, we have Faith and Heather in our finance department who keep us in line. And we also have our grants administrator, Rebecca, who has done a fantastic job of bringing money in for projects. But tonight I'm talking about Parks Director Scott Coakley, for whom getting a great bargain is a sport. If you've picked up a teal pen from the lobby counter at Town Hall, or donned a glow stick at Music in the Park, or tossed trash into one of the Jamestown Park trash cans, you have benefited from his amazing savings. You've utilized something that the town has gotten at a greatly reduced price due to Scott's ability to sniff out a deal. He goes to auctions, he is online with things, he is in person places, he just shows up and has boxes of who knows what kind of mystery item. But anyway, behind the scenes, he's been able to outfit his crew with earplugs, safety vest, and Tyvek suits on the cheap. Recently, Scott has outdone himself, though, by connecting with a company that wanted to offload a large amount of new rubber playground mulch for free. And again, this is a good time for us because we are building not just one, but 2 playgrounds, and the natural playground really needed that kind of mulch, and they were looking for it. The only catch was that the town would need to move all of it, so it was about an hour away. And so both the parks crew and public services staff joined forces to get over 5,000 bags of mulch to our new playground, which is, I can only imagine, was that something you had planned to do that day, or just get a frantic call that all of a sudden you're hitting the road? And so this represents a savings to the town of $76,000. So not only was it needed, but a great savings, and apparently that's the bulk kind of discount rate we would have gotten. If this had been retail, it would have been about $200,000 or more. So I love this story because it shows the best of what Jamestown has to offer. Collaboration between departments to take advantage of a great deal for citizens on a project that's going to benefit lots of folks in our community, so both within Jamestown and anybody who comes by to play. So I just wanted to publicly thank everybody involved for their teamwork on this and for the unsung work you do every day that keeps our town running smoothly. So thank you.
Nice.
Thank you, Rebecca. Matthew, top that with a manager's report.
There's no way to top that.
No way to top all that mulch. I'm still wondering, like, picking up that many bags, is it in bags or the equivalent of? Oh, good.
I went out there and saw it. They're on pallets, which is great. So kudos to them for doing that. We have, of course, been fortunate to receive some grant funding for several major projects. Just to update you on those. The smaller sidewalk projects, the work is currently underway. If you've seen them, they're laying bricks now along Main Street, and they've done most of the brickwork on Ragsdale Road, but there's some fencing that still needs to be done there for safety. That will hopefully tie together our existing sidewalk networks that were identified as priority connections in our comprehensive pedestrian transportation plan. The East Main Street to Millis Road sidewalk is currently under design. Our newly updated golf course website should be live within a few weeks. They just reached out to us. They're going to be doing some training with Scott and his staff so that they can update it from time to time. So this would represent significant progress. We will be completing outcome 1B in the Town Council strategic plan. Loose leaf collection has ended for the season, but we still have options for our citizens to place yard waste in approved paper bags or in containers, which are still available for purchase from the town during weekly collection. I did want to recognize all of our town staff for their resourcefulness and dedication to making our community the best in the triad. We have an incredible team here, and there have, as you highlighted, been some fantastic improvements being made throughout the town, specifically at our park and golf course. There's some fencing going in around the golf course for safety. There's also some significant improvements at the playground. You can see that coming out of the ground now. That's going to be a beacon here soon for all the children in town. I did want to mention our next budget retreat will be on March the 20th, 10 a.m. to noon here in the Civic Center. Litter sweep is going to be March the 29th. That's a Saturday. If you would contact Elizabeth Greason at Town Hall if you're interested in participating in that. There are some projects underway at the golf course which are going to interrupt play for a little bit of time. We're looking hopefully less than a month. Hole number 8 and 9 have, and we just posted that information. Scott put that on the Parks Facebook page, which we shared. Hole number 8 will be closed, and number 9 will be reduced to a par 3 for a period of time. They've made some adjustments to price to help out with that. That's to repair a dam that was leaking. We found that to be leaking. A lot of the infrastructure we have at the golf course has aged out. That corrugated metal pipe needed to be replaced. I did want to say congratulations to both Carson Bailey and Dylan Carroll and our public services staff for earning their commercial driver's licenses. I know that doesn't sound like a tremendous feat, but that has changed recently in the recent past. The law has changed. I think they have to do something like 160 hours of watch time for not only videos, but they have to do driving tests with an instructor. And so that's become a very difficult thing for people to accomplish. So I did want to recognize them for that. And then finally, the Vietnam Veterans Day Veterans Committee is going to be hosting an event here at Brand Miller Park on March 29th at 11 a.m. So that's all I have, unless you have questions.
Any questions?
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Matthew. Ben, do you have a report from Ragsdale for us?
Last Thursday on March 14th was the Ragsdale Choir concert. The Tuesday before that was we hosted All County Choir for elementary schools. Upcoming on March 21st, we will be holding our yearly blood drive for students. We will be holding a spring fling dance on March 22nd. Our Ragsdale talent show was held the Friday before last, and it was won by Lucky Taylor. And our girls basketball coach, Coach Stewart, won Coach of the Year.
Excellent.
Oh, okay, great.
Great.
That's all.
Thank you so much.
What was the talent that they won for?
I believe he did a dance performance,
Oh, lovely.
and he won last year too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's got to come do a show for us.
Thank you, Ben. Council, do we have any committees?
Well, we had a park meeting on March the 12th, but it was mainly administrative issues. And the February TAC meeting was canceled, so our next meeting is, well, next Tuesday, March the 25th.
Uh, Planning Board meeting was canceled. Next one is April 14th.
Okay.
There's no parks this month.
None for me either.
Okay, moving right along. Scott Coakley, would you come to the podium and tell us about the shared use agreement?
Good evening, Mayor and Council, and thank you for the recognition that the staff did. That was awesome, because that was a short notice, and they all jumped on it with Public Services lending a hand, and these guys knocking it out, and they had it on the road within 12 hours. So it was quite a chore. It took not all day, every day, but several days back and forth while still doing our other tasks. So they did a great job. The shared use agreement, the proposed addition would enable the town to utilize the fields at the Jamestown Elementary School, and it would provide a valuable new amenity for both the residents and local sports leagues. The current baseball fields at Jamestown Park are without lighting due to storm damage. The cost of installing new lighting is prohibitively high, and the fields are very underutilized. This option would also support the scheduling of weekday practices during the fall season, as earlier sunsets limit the available playtime. Additionally, this initiative will aid the town of Jamestown in long-term planning. With Phase 1 renovations underway at Jamestown Park, it will not be long before the attention is needed to update the baseball fields. The existing irrigation system is outdated. We can't get parts for. The drainage infrastructure is failing. Utilizing the Jamestown elementary fields will ensure that baseball activities and soccer can continue while the park undergoes renovations in the future. And in exchange for access to the elementary school fields, the town will assume responsibility for field maintenance, including mowing and striping and fertilization. And we'd also be putting it on the MyRec on our MyRec website for reservations as well. It could be I think it'll be a really huge asset, and just really open up things for us in the future.
Excellent. Any questions for Scott?
Well, I guess I had shared this concern with Matt as well. You know, in reading this, one key point is going to be close communication and coordination and commitment with the school. And it seems past history, they haven't been quick to respond. And I just worry is there going to be, if we don't have that commitment and a quick response, there's going to be frustration for the recreation department and confusion on coordinating events.
Yeah, and I do agree with you in the beginning that it was frustrating. There was some areas that, there was some things that were going on in the background that they were dealing with, and I found out that getting some old stuff out of there before we could start coming in. So I have been able to make some contacts, and they have came and welcomed us in over there and showed us around and opened up the lights. And I think with those contacts that we'll be in a lot better shape. And the principal over there has been amazing to work with and
Talking
support.
about the lights, and that we'd be responsible for maintenance of the lights. Well, if those lights go out, I mean, the town cannot replace them. We'd have to have an electrician do it, right, that has a bucket truck or the equipment to do it?
Yes, I've spoke with the facilities department with Guilford County Schools, and they have given me a contact of who they use to do it. And I know in the past, years ago, and I don't know if this would still be an option, looking into it, that when the Jamestown Youth League needed bulbs or something replaced, they would work with, there was an electrician in Greensboro, but sometimes the city of High Point, their electrical division would come out and help them out. So I'd be looking into that. This is an older light system that's, it doesn't have a lot of the newer bells and whistles, so it's not much that can go wrong.
Replacing the bulb?
Bulbs, basically, they are the concrete foundations with metal poles. It's not like our old ones had the wooden poles that would snap in a storm. So it's better than the ones we had at the Jamestown Park, but like I said, it's not the new LED with all the bells and whistles and fancy
I was just
control panels.
concerned about expense, you know, that it might wind up. And two, that you really do feel that, again, I worry about staff have to maintain it. That's extra labor and time with what they already have on their plate. But you feel that they will be utilized and that the town will make the money to offset the labor and maintenance that staff will have to do.
Yes, ma'am. I don't think that'll be an issue. In fact, we, to help with some of that stuff, we've got, I know y'all probably seen it in the past when Jamie Claybrook had come and do presentations and a lot of data, but we're able to track our expenses at each location. And so we're adding Bryn Miller to that this year and be able to track concerts. We'll add the elementary school fields, and we'll be able to track how much time, how much money and stuff we're spending there now.
Yeah, okay. And do you see baseball and soccer there, or more baseball than soccer?
Part of the reason why we don't have much baseball is it's more popular in the fall, and it gets dark so early without lights, they couldn't practice. That's why they moved their fall leagues to High Point. I do think we'll have, the YMCA has started a baseball program over the past few years, I think in 2020, and it's grown every year. So we're actually getting some more baseball now, and they start this week practicing, and next Saturday they start their games over at Jamestown Park. So we're in a mad dash to get that parking lot cleaned up a little bit too, but but yeah,
Okay.
baseball around here has picked up a little bit thanks to the YMCA.
Yeah, okay. That's all I had.
So we see both there, honestly.
Okay.
So Scott, you're looking to do this pretty quickly. It looks like if both parties agree to sign the agreement, then it can be very soon. Is that?
Yes,
As
ma'am.
far as the term?
Any other questions?
I mean, I just think, the positives certainly, since that field is right in the middle of downtown, that has the potential to bring more people back to downtown community and the restaurants here and everything like that. I mean, I remember growing up, that was always, every weeknight, it feels like you would hear kids cheering and things going on up there. So I like that could bring it, back with the town and kind of have somebody be able to keep up with that and, have it become more robust again and things like that. So I think that would be really good for the town, especially because of the placement of it. If this were some field kind of on the edge that wouldn't benefit us in all the different ways, I probably would have more questions. But I think that, with what you're saying, how it's picked up, and there would be multi-uses for the field and things like that, I think it's a really good move.
And some of our renters currently have already showed interest in the field, and because of the lights, and that particular renter they got teams coming from Kernersville and Winston and all over the place, so it would definitely bring a few more that wouldn't generally eat in Jamestown to the area.
I know the lights have always been a sore spot for years. We talked about how we would love to be able to just have huge amounts of funds to, fix up and have the perfect lighting systems everywhere, but that, that's very expensive. And so to be able to utilize these fields that already have the lights, that's pretty exciting too.
Well, as the parent of 2 baseball players, I'm happy about it, so. Played many a game on those fields and at Jamestown Park, so. And I like the ones that I can walk to.
Yeah, and for the most part, they're in great shape. There's a few things that we'll have to address. And there's some low-hanging fruit things that we'd like to do for the school too, that I think the school would benefit from us taking care of as well.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
Do I have a motion to approve?
Well, I would make a motion to approve the shared use agreement between Guilford County Board of Education and the town of Jamestown.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you.
Well, hey, even though you didn't bring a dog, we'll let you compete.
No, where is the dog?
Next time, I promise. Good afternoon. Just be brief. I want to share an event that's coming up on March 27th at Gate City Baptist Church, right there on Hilltop Road. We're hosting our first mobile pet assistance center, where we're going to be providing free rabies vaccines for anyone and everyone that shows up at the event. Also, we'll have other resources like pet food available, or any other additional donated items that we're not going to use at the animal shelter. We'll have them there available for individuals to take. But we'll also have our Department of Social Services there with us as well. So if folks are needing assistance outside of pet care, we'll have DSS available there to help families and talk with individuals. Our goal, like I discussed last year, is to keep pets and people together. Every single dog, every single cat, hamster, rat for that matter, there is a human attached to them. And it's our job not just to say, well, if you don't want them, bring them to us, is to identify what resources are you needing, what assistance are you needing. And sometimes it is past dog food or cat food or veterinary care. Sometimes it is housing for that human family. Sometimes it is employment. Sometimes there are other things outside of just the animal issues. So our job is to, meet the entire family at these events. So we're hosting our first one for this year, and happens to be in Jamestown on March 27th from 12 to about 4 o'clock that afternoon.
That's a Thursday,
That's a Saturday.
Saturday?
Yeah.
This coming Saturday.
Is it a Saturday or is it a Thursday?
No,
27th or 22nd?
7th.
7th. So next,
It's a Thursday. Yeah. We were planning them for a Saturday, then we changed it.
Okay, it is a
Yes,
Thursday.
correct.
Okay.
Yes. I'm thinking like, no, I think, yeah, it's Thursday, the 27th. 27th is correct, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Okay, and Paul?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Tonight was to present our resurfacing contract bids, but we did not have the required 3 bids to open. So we had to return the bids unopened, and tonight I'm here to request that we reschedule the bid, that we place it back out for bid. We have to wait at least 7 days with advertisement. I'm requesting to rebid on April 3rd, and if we could have a special called town council meeting to adopt or to award the contract on April 7th. We would really appreciate it. We do want to get this work underway.
Can we do all that with one motion, Katie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, then I make the motion to direct staff to re-advertise the 2024-25 resurfacing contract on May 19th.
March.
March 19th, thank you. That would be a problem. To rebid the project on April 3rd, to confirm the bids, and recommend award of the project at a special town council meeting on April 7th at 11 a.m. in the Civic Center at Town Hall.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you, Paul.
Thank you so much.
Hope you get some more bids.
Yeah. Do we have anyone signed up for public comment period, Katie?
Nobody signed up.
Okay. Any other business, council?
Well, I was just going to, Scott's still here?
Yes.
Yeah. I ran into a member of the Cedarwood Garden Club at the food line, and they really want to donate a tree for Arbor Day. And if you could maybe Deborah Printup is who I saw, but you may want to talk to Sherry Richmond, but they really would like to do that.
We've been working with them and spoke to Sherry this week, and they're going to participate in our papers.
Perfect.
Oh, nice.
And then I was just going to say, the Guilford County Commissioners are holding a series of budget info sessions, and they're going to be at Jamestown Elementary School on April the 1st. And I think from 5:30 to 6:30, it's a program about community resources, but then 6:30 to 8 is public input on the budget and any feedback. So it'd be a great time to meet your Guilford County Commissioners and share with them your hopes and dreams and all. That's all I have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other business? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you, ladies.